With the NFL draft just around the corner, I believe it's what, 2, 3 weeks away. We're starting to hear some outlandish, some crazy ideas of what might happen, who we might select, and stuff like that. And today, when I was looking on the internet, I just happened to scroll by a pretty crazy rumor. Now, I wouldn't even call it a rumor. You could say it's more of a crazy prediction. I just, it's weird, right? Drafting a quarterback, you see it basically right there. Drafting a quarterback in this year's draft. When I seen that, I was like, wait a minute. No, why would we do that? It makes no sense. We drafted JJ McCarthy last year. It makes the most sense to go out in free agency and sign a veteran quarterback at vet minimum, right? A cheap quarterback, not draft somebody and hope that he could be a decent backup, or draft somebody in the hopes that maybe, or I guess I'm not really sure how you would want to go about it. If you draft a quarterback, that's your guy, right? I don't care what round it's in. Usually, okay, Brock Purdy is the outlier. He's obviously done what he's done in the 7th round. But if you're gonna draft a quarterback in the early rounds, that's your guy. You don't want to waste that. You don't want to, kind of, make him a little weary that it might not be his job. It might not be his team and stuff like that. You want to give him the most confidence you can for at least the first couple seasons. Give him a chance to go out there on the field and prove that he's the man. So when I seen drafting quarterback, I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so when would this happen? We have 4 draft picks, right? A first rounder, a third, a fifth, and a sixth. Not much to work with, and we really don't need a quarterback. Like I said, go sign a free agent. There's plenty of them out there. I don't care who it is. We just need a backup quarterback. Now, it would be nice if it was a somewhat decent quarterback. So let's get right into it. There's a rumor, or not a rumor, a prediction that Minnesota will be drafting a quarterback in the later rounds. So let's get right to it. Before we do, shout out to our affiliate partners at Green Gridiron. If you want one of these mini helmets, the link for that is in the comment section. Hit that link. Use the promo code MINSYN, MINSYN, at checkout to receive a small discount on your purchase. They have NFL helmets, college helmets, fully customizable ones, and they even have the replica helmets as well, not just the mini ones, okay? They have the big ones as well. So if that's something you would like as a gift, as a souvenir, something for your man cave, the yada yada, whatever the case may be, or say you need a new helmet for high school, right? Green Gridiron is the place for you. Hit that link in the comment section. Use the promo code MINSYN, MINSYN, at checkout to receive a small discount on your purchase. And if they already have a deal going on, you can actually stack the promo code to receive even more off of that final price. So let's get into it. I'm going to read you the article that I seen today, okay? The future starts now with the Minnesota Vikings rolling with JJ McCarthy as quarterback with no other competition coming in. After speculation about whether the Vikings would re-sign Sam Darnold or bring in Aaron Rodgers to be the quarterback, Minnesota decided to stick to their guns with JJ McCarthy starting. Now, after trading up for him, the Vikings selected JJ McCarthy in the first round in last year's NFL draft at the 10th or with the 10th overall pick. Now, Minnesota traded multiple picks, which resulted in McCarthy and outside linebacker Dallas Turner being selected by the Vikings in the first round. Those moves and trades made in 2023 resulted in the Vikings having just 4 picks in the 2025 NFL draft. One of those picks could be used to find a reliable and developmental backup behind JJ McCarthy. Okay, it could be, but why would it? Why waste one of those picks on a backup quarterback? To me, it makes no sense because I think there's holes elsewhere that we need to fix up. If we sign one in free agency and the backup quarterback just doesn't seem to be working out, then draft one next year. Okay, I think that's the route you need to go. It makes more sense to me than drafting one this year, right? Now, on Wednesday, ESPN NFL writer Ben Solak wrote an article looking at 12 rookie quarterbacks' best fits in the upcoming draft. Solak has the Vikings selecting Ohio State quarterback Will Howard in the 6th round of the NFL draft. Now, if you're a Minnesota Golden Gopher fan, you hear that name, you get the shivers. You're like, golly. But hey, Ohio State's a darn good football team, and sad to say it, but yeah, they are better than the Golden Gophers, okay? They have been for quite some time, and they probably will be for quite some time. So it is what it is. So he's a pretty decent quarterback, right? Now, here is what he wrote. He said, ideally, the Vikings go quarterback earlier in this draft, but Howard in round 6 is a pretty square deal. He had 43 starts over 4 seasons at Kansas State and a national championship campaign with Ohio State. With the Buckeyes, he looked the part of a poised and trustworthy veteran. I like Howard's mobility, but he isn't a one-read and scramble escape artist in the pocket. He'll sit in there, bounce through progressions, and look for the correct throw. He can break a tackle or two as well. He's big and doesn't shy away from contact. He also went on to say, and Howard can access all the levels of the field and is generally safe with the football, but he doesn't see it fast and will get hoodwinked by coverage rotations at the snap. He needs an offense like the one Kevin O'Connell runs, as it protects the quarterback from high processing demands. At Ohio State, Howard picked his poison on isolation routes with elite college receivers in Jeremiah Smith and Emeka Egbuka. In Minnesota, he could do the same with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Now, if he fits, I could see Howard having a Jacoby Brissett-like career in the NFL. He might even get the designated sneaker role in Minnesota behind McCarthy. Now, Will Howard did lead the Big Ten in completion percentage at 73%, passing yards at 4,010 yards, and touchdowns with 35 in 2024 with the Buckeyes. He led Ohio State to a national title in his only season with the school. So in this prediction, Ben Solak says, hey, the Minnesota Vikings, round 6, mark it down, quarterback, Ohio State, Will Howard. But if you remember, before that, it said, let's see, looking at the 12 rookie quarterbacks best fits in the upcoming draft, where was it? It said, ideally, the Vikings go quarterback earlier in this draft. Why in the world are we talking Minnesota selecting a quarterback when we only have 4 draft picks? Is it because of the offseason we had? Because we traded for Jordan Mason, so our backfield's fine, even though I would like Minnesota to still draft a running back for the future because Aaron Jones doesn't have much left in the tank. Okay? Offensive guard. Sure, we got Will Freeze and Ryan Kelly to help up, the middle, but we still need another offensive guard unless we feel like Blake Brandel's the guy, but I would love to still have the depth. So we need an offensive guard. So there's 2 picks, right? A running back, offensive guard that I would be plenty okay with Minnesota doing, and I think that's what they're going to do. Interior defensive line. Yes, we got Jonathan Allen, but guess what? He's getting up there in age, so we might need to look to get some more depth at that position, or maybe just in case at that position, you never know. The big one, right? The writing on the wall. Secondary. We need a corner or 2. So there's at least 3, right? You can say interior defensive lineman. If you say interior defensive lineman still, that would make 4, right? So if we don't go interior defensive lineman, sure, then you go that backup quarterback, but I still don't understand why we would. They're super young. You get this guy, maybe, what's your hope? He's just going to be a backup and never see the field? And then you're just going to get rid of him after his rookie contract, after those 4 years are done, because he'd be drafted in the 6th round. So that means he would only have a 4-year rookie contract. You let him go, and his career is kind of kaput at that point, right? Makes no sense. I know the NFL is a business, but to me, the best case scenario is sign a veteran free agent for a backup quarterback. I don't care if it's Nick Mullins again, even though I think he went somewhere else. I'd have to look again off the top of my head, but I'm not sure, right? Just in case. And if it's not working out, then you look to draft a quarterback next year. I think that makes the most sense, but I'm not a GM. I don't know what's going on inside the building. I'm not going to say I wouldn't be mad if we got Will Howard, especially with our last pick. I'd be like, okay, at least we got our backup quarterback. I wouldn't be bummed, but to me, it doesn't make any sense. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of Minnesota potentially drafting Ohio State quarterback Will Howard in the 6th round? Leave that in the comment section down below. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skol Vikes.